everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Stella and I am the owner and founder of Fairy Box Shop, and today I am going to be doing a collective reading. I have not done one of these in quite some time, but today I am feeling called and inspired to do so, so I thought it would be fun to hop on here real quick and do a little reading and see what comes out. This is going to be a general reading, so take what resonates and leave the rest. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can do so at fairyboxshop.com. And if this reading does resonate with you and you would like to see more content like this, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, or consider leaving a comment and letting me know your thoughts. But without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into these cards. Holy Spirit, Archangel Gabriel, Michael, Uriel, Raphael, Metatron, thank you so much for your peace, your love, your guidance, for your protection. Thank you so much for your clarity over these messages. May these messages be divine, clear, and concise, directly from you, in the highest dimensions of unconditional love and unconditional love only, for the highest good of all humanity and life here on earth. I ask that all evil eye be returned to sender, null and void. I ask that all of these messages be what they are meant to be and reach who they are meant to reach. And yeah, I think that's everything that I want to say here. Okay. All right. Yay. And if you guys see anything in the lower frame kind of moving around down here, that is my dog. I like to sit on the floor and do these readings sometimes. I just find that I'm somebody who really likes to sit on the floor. So the first card coming out right here is the King of Wands, and in tarot, the first card coming out is often the most significant and the most powerful. So the overall energy for this reading is going to be the King of Wands. I'm sensing a strong Leo energy, an energy around pride, ego, sense of self, identity, those sort of things that we can associate with our ego, with our pride, and with Leos. Right, so the King of Wands is also somebody who is a master manifester, somebody who is very charismatic, somebody who is very charming, somebody who is very alluring, confident, somebody who is like on the outside, the whole package, you know? Okay, so let's go ahead and get a clarifier on this King of Wands. What is it that we are dealing with here? Why is this energy coming out, Holy Spirit? We have the Three of Cups and the Nine of Swords. So I'm seeing that after a long period of going through different cycles, going through different friend groups, going through different jobs, trying to find a place where you fit in, feeling like you're constantly being left out, feeling like there's not quite room for you anywhere to be your full self. Like when you go into a room, when you go into a place, when you go into a community, an environment, a job, or something of that nature. Are you okay? You good, girl. I think it's getting ready to rain, so she's kind of panicking right now. Or going into places of that nature, I kind of am getting the vibe that it feels like you fit in, but not quite all the way. Like there's an aspect of you that aligns with this environment, that aligns with this person, that aligns with this job, but you haven't quite felt a place where you feel like you fit, like a missing puzzle piece. So I'm seeing now the King of Wands coming out is showing that this chapter that we are entering into is going from this right here, this sorrow state of mind, and constantly feeling left out of these groups and these environments, and going into something that is more nurturing, that is more aligned, that is more in alignment with you in the highest version. Not just one aspect of you, but all of you, you know? Death and Rebirth, the Emperor, Hierophant, and the Page of Swords. What beautiful cards to come out next here. So the Death and Rebirth is very much the energy that we were just talking about. So you can see here that this is kind of like symbolizing death with the cloak, right? The Grim Reaper, if you will, death. And on the inside there is life, right? So death and rebirth. Going through these cycles of figuring out who we are, what aspects of ourselves we want to keep. It's almost as if going into these environments was a purification process, right? So you're going in with this identity that you think is your whole self, but then you go into this group and you feel that a part of you is still not being fully accepted. And in that process of not feeling fully accepted, you realize that this part of you is authentic, true, genuine, and wanting more of your focus, your attention, wanting to be brought out more into the world. So going into these environments is really pushing you to bring those aspects of yourself out. Such as, let's say, for example, you're somebody who doesn't really like to be in charge per se, but you're consistently being put into positions where you are the one that ends up being in charge. And then you go into an environment where things are kind of falling apart, and you are the one to step up to the plate and keep things from falling apart. And in that process, you go from not necessarily wanting to be somebody who is in charge to kind of feeling more confident in your own leadership capabilities, right? And then moving from that one belief into a different sort of identity, and taking that core lesson and that adjustment of self and then putting it into the next chapter, right? Where you become a more evolved, powerful version of yourself, which is this Emperor energy here. This Emperor energy talks about self-mastery, it talks about power, it talks about leadership, it talks about being in a position of authority, not in the sense of authority because people fear you, but authority because people respect you, and that respect was earned over time through those purification process, through that alignment, that realignment, that adjustment of self, right? The Hierophant here is showing this spiritual side as well. So having the Emperor paired up with the Hierophant is showing me that not only are you somebody who is physically equipped in this world, you are somebody who is spiritually equipped in this world. You have that sort of emotional intelligence, that intellectual intelligence, and that physical capability to really get things done and make changes in this world. And that's something that's really, really powerful. So if this message is resonating with you so far, let me know down below in the comments, because I really like this energy that I'm sitting in here. That is this very refreshing coming into self, but not self as we've known self before. Self as in self that was always meant to be. You feel what I'm saying? The last card we have here is the Page of Swords, okay? So the Page of Swords talks about somebody who's getting into their study, somebody who's feeling inspired, motivated, mentally stimulated, somebody who's feeling in their head, but not in an unhealthy way. Somebody who is in their head thinking, planning for the future in a way that's exciting, in a way that's logical, in a way that actually makes sense, in a way that is theoretically plausible, right? So making a plan, sticking to it, figuring out what it is that you want to carry within yourself and what it is that you want to let go of, as well as who it is that you want to let go of and who it is that you want to keep, as well as other things in your life. It feels like a spring cleaning, a overhaul of everything in your life. And that death and rebirth, it can be big and it can be small. And in this instance, I'm feeling that this is very significant. This is a very pivotal change. And as I said earlier, it's been quite some time since I have done one of these readings. So coming out of the hermit mode of only doing these YouTube shorts and Instagram reels, and then going into this long style format video once more, is also very significant in my life. So I will take parts of these messages as well. The next card coming out here is the King of Swords, and I'm feeling that the King of Swords right here is going to be the advice card of this reading, and it is telling me that this is somebody who is being very stern with their boundaries and not allowing room for people to disrupt everything that they have worked so hard to create personally within themselves, and as well as the life that they have built, right? So not letting people step into your peace just to taint it, not allowing people to have that power over you. I feel like there's this really intense sense of not being so attached to people and outcome and places and things that you are going to be destabilized if something goes awry, because your main focus is on you becoming a better version of yourself, you building a life that you genuinely enjoy, and you becoming somebody that you're very proud of. And so in this, these external factors are turning into life lessons. They're turning into, okay, I accept that. Okay, I reflect on this. Okay, I learn from that. Okay, I release this. It's this very intense sense of non-attachment, but it's very healthy. It's not a hyper-independent, I don't need anybody, screw everybody. It's whether you want to be here or not, I'm going to be just fine. I'm enjoying my life. I'm very happy. I've done the inner work and I'm okay. Like, I accept that you have free will to come and go and do as you please. And I also have free will to accept or deny the things that you are presenting to me, right? So whether you want to be here or not, or whether I want you to be here or not, I'm choosing peace, I'm choosing happiness, I'm choosing growth, right? It's a very spiritual, intellectual thing of like surrender and peace and empowerment, but it's not unhealthy. It's not oh, I'll show them, giving them silent treatment. I'll teach them a lesson. No, I could care less, because I know what is meant for me will align, and it won't be, it will feel right. It will flow. It will fit. And I'm not going to force something to fit that doesn't clearly want to fit into my life. So, if there's too much chaos over here, okay. Not my monkey, not my circus. All right. The King of Swords is somebody who is also very healthy in the brain, logically, and with how they control and maneuver their own thoughts, their own thoughts of themselves, the world, right? It's not very negative. It's everything that we just talked about, right? Honing in on that control of the thoughts and not letting these mental prisons kind of latch on here. Okay, so that advice card is keep doing what you're doing, keep letting go, keep standing in your power, whether you're alone or people are here, whether you have to walk away or open a new door. Spirit is saying accept these shifts, accept these changes, because I feel like now this piece is something that you've always been looking for. That feeling of not fitting in anywhere, it's gone, right? It's that feeling doesn't feel so lonely anymore. It's almost like, well, if I fit in, I don't care. Like, I'll just keep moving and keep grooving and keep living my life. Like, I'm going to choose happiness. I'm going to choose peace. I'm tired of trying to feel accepted in a world that has shown me time and time again doesn't want to accept me, and I'm choosing to accept me. If the world thinks I'm too much, I don't also want to think that I'm too much. I think I'm quite great, and I've done the work to think that, and I should think that about myself. That's the kind of energy that I'm feeling, and that's the kind of energy that you should stay in, because I feel like staying in this energy, this feels like an intense shift of that purification process that we talked about earlier, right? This feels like one of those times, but this feels almost like the end of it. This feels like that final, like, okay, you know what, let's fucking party. That's what that feels like. That feels like we're finally, like, all right, you got the lesson, you're good. We're gonna bring you people who are just like you, because now you know who you are. Now you have these healthy boundaries. Now you're not so emotionally vulnerable to the world of attachments and detachment and who's coming and who's going and what's changing and what's not changing, that you could just sit in the flow and be happy. And in that happiness, in that vibration, you're encouraging more people to share that with you. And when you're sharing that energy, you're opening that door up to create new, healthier connections with people, right? In our happiness, we are in places that we enjoy. And in places that we enjoy are often reflections of us and the things that we like and our interests and stuff. Therefore, you're going to be surrounded by people that are just like you. And so you'll eventually just kind of like, you're going to fit, you're going to find your people. And I know if you guys are frequent listeners of tarot readings, tarot readers are always like, you're gonna get your soul tribe, your soul family, your soulmate, your twin flame, and you're like, where the fuck are they? Because it's just all this stuff back to back to back to back to back to back. But I'm telling you guys, whether it happens in a month, 6 months, in a year, what is occurring right now, it'll happen a lot faster if you don't focus on the end and you just focus on continuing to purify and just evolve yourself and just align and release and not try to like grasp on things that are clearly trying to dissolve from your reality, right? Don't know how else to describe that, but continue doing that and things will move a lot faster for you. But I'm telling you guys, it's like this, mark my words, no, this energy right here. I even like, I feel this shift for myself, and I'm looking outside right now and spirit is reminding me that we are going from summer to fall when I'm recording this. So there's even a earthly shift happening. What a beautiful thing. What a beautiful thing. I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. I do have to get off of here and go to my big girl job and go do my responsibility things elsewhere out here in this world. I enjoyed spending time with you guys today. If you guys enjoyed this reading, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and leave a comment. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can do so at fairyboxshop.com. And without further ado, I'll see you guys when I see you. Peace, love, and light.